Do you ever wonder what rich people do differently and what their secrets are for getting and staying rich? What's up, guys? It's Jeff. Today I'm talking about the 10 things that rich people do that most average people don't. Now, I'm not talking about inherited wealth. I'm talking about the habits that average people from average families have developed to get them rich and stay rich. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and make sure to hit the notification bell. I put a lot of effort into these videos, and all I ask in return is for you to sit back, relax, and smash that like button. It really does help the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate it. So let's get right into it. Number 10, rich people don't waste too much time watching TV. Now, that's not to say that rich people don't watch any TV, because they certainly do, but they try to minimize the time spent watching TV, and instead, they find joy in figuring out ways to make themselves and their lives better. Whether that's reading books, watching educational content on YouTube, starting new businesses, or working out, rich people generally find productive ways to use their time. Which leads me to number 9. Rich people exercise and watch what they eat. Now, your body is like a car, and food is your fuel. If you use garbage fuel, your performance suffers, especially over time. And just like a car, if your body stays dormant, it will have trouble starting up again. An object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion. Those are the laws of physics. Now, if you don't eat right and exercise, you'll be low energy. If you're low energy, it's impossible to perform, and your life suffers in every facet. Now, if you want to see my super easy and effective workout and food schedule, check out the video I did. I'll put the link in the description below. Number 8, rich people wake up early. Now, if there's one thing that almost every billionaire in the world has in common, it's that they wake up early. And most of them wake up between 5 and 7 a.m. Now, part of that is that most billionaires are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, or even 80s, but even younger billionaires wake up very early. And the simple reason for that is that they have so many things to do that they need as many waking hours as possible to get everything done. Now, most of them run their own businesses, so they have a very high level of responsibility, but they're also extremely passionate about what they do. They see it as fun as opposed to being a chore. So while most people struggle to roll out of bed at 7 or 8 a.m., the super high performers can't wait to start the day. Number 7, rich people make sacrifices early in life and enjoy the benefits later in life. Investing in yourself is very similar to investing in the stock market. The sooner you do it, the better, because the results compound over time. So for example, if you do 10 push-ups every day, after a year you'll have done about 3,600 push-ups. After 10 years, that number goes up to over 36,000. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, if you just sit around and eat junk food for an entire day, you probably won't notice the impact the next day. But if you gain just half an ounce of weight every day, that's a full pound every month. At the end of the year, you'll have gained 12 pounds, and after 10 years, that's 120 pounds. So if you get into good habits early in life, it's much easier to stick with them, and the small efforts you make early on, every day, really do add up over time. Number 6, rich people only take on debt to make investments. Now, rich people don't have credit card debt. They pay off their balances in full every single month because carrying debt at 17% or higher is just crazy. They would never take on that amount of debt for any type of investment, let alone for consumption purposes. And when they do take on that debt, it's to make an investment where they know that they can make more from that investment than the debt will cost them. Number 5, rich people surround themselves with winners and other successful people that inspire and motivate them. Now, you're the average of the 5 people you associate yourself with the most. If you hang around people who drink a lot, chances are you'll drink a lot. If you surround yourself with people that play golf, chances are you'll be playing lots of golf. Speaking of which, why do rich people love golf so much? Well, because it's a game of constant improvement where your actions are directly responsible for the outcome of the game. Which leads me to number 4. Rich people don't blame others for their failures. They're in charge of their lives and don't allow themselves to be victims. Now, they know that life isn't fair and that the world owes them nothing, so they learn from their mistakes and grow from them. And most importantly, they never repeat the same mistake twice. Now, when something bad happens to them, they understand that it's part of life, which is why I said when and not if. And so they're able to maintain a positive outlook on life, which leads me to number 3. Rich people never quit. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. I'm sure you've heard that expression before, and it's truly what separates the top 1% from the rest of society. In fact, the one major attribute that's been found to be the best predictor of success is grit. And grit is defined by the dictionary as firmness of mind or spirit and unyielding courage in the face of hardship. Now, I define it very simply as the combination of perseverance and passion. Some people are born with it, but most aren't. And luckily for most of us, grit is something that can be developed and cultivated. Now, there's a few easy steps to follow. Number 1, find something that you're passionate about. Number 2, set a long-term vision with small, achievable, intermediate goals. Number 3, start now. Don't procrastinate. Practice every day and learn everything that you can about the subject. Number 4, surround yourself with positive and greedy people to make your journey more enjoyable and increase the odds of your success. And then finally, number 5, reward yourself for achieving your small intermediate goals. Moving on to number 2, rich people work hard. They know that their success has been driven by outworking everyone else. They put the time and effort to get things done. They know that this is the recipe to success because they've experienced it before. Now, the average millionaire has an average to slightly above average IQ, and they didn't get to where they are because of their IQ. They got there because of hard work and a bit of luck. And luck is so important to understand because it teaches you that life isn't fair for most people, that there's just so much randomness in the world. Now, once you understand that, you'll understand that success is a game of numbers. Now, I love Michael Jordan's most famous quote where he says, "You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take." Now, if you look at MJ and Kobe Bryant, they were 2 of the greatest basketball players of all time. Do you know what they have in common? Well, 2 things. 1, they took more shots than anyone else. And number 2, they also outworked everyone else their entire lives. And most entrepreneurs fail multiple times before finding a successful business. In fact, 8 out of 9 businesses fail. So rich people know that luck will be on their side eventually if they continue to work hard. They understand that they get to create their own luck. And finally, number 1, rich people save and invest their money. In most cases, that's how they got rich in the first place, by focusing on making money rather than on spending it. Now, the average millionaire in America drives a Ford, not a Mercedes or BMW, but Ford. Because instead of leasing a Mercedes, for instance, for $1,000 a month, they'd rather buy a reliable car that will last them a long time that they can buy for really cheap. Now, don't get me wrong, lots of millionaires drive Mercedes and buy other luxury goods, but it's usually later on in life when they are multimillionaires and generally using passive income that they've built up. So for instance, my rule of thumb is that I only spend on luxuries whatever income I generate from investments and other passive sources of income. Now that, my friends, is the secret recipe to building wealth and achieving financial freedom. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please make sure to like the video. And as always, thanks for watching, stay safe, and have an awesome day.